Plain and simple, you should be checking out the aluminized version of the CGS catback if you're after one of the most affordable exhaust systems for your EcoBoost powered truck, period. And right on the surface, guys, I can tell you, if you're a Super Crew or Super Cab owner out there, this is gonna be a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter with a little bit more detail coming up later on. Now, this thing is not gonna be the fanciest system out there from a feature or material standpoint, but if your #1 priority is increasing the volume on your Turbo 6-banger for pennies on the dollar, this is gonna be the system for you. But let's start off with the sound profile here using the CGS system, and in my opinion, for the price, this thing produced a very enjoyable tone. Now let's be honest here, guys, the EcoBoost platform is capable of a lot of things. Unfortunately, sounding good is just not one of its strong suits. So the CGS does a great job of slightly increasing the volume, but without crossing that too much line. Breaking out my wake the neighbor scale, I'm gonna go middle of the road here. 3 out of 5 on my 1 to 5 or 1 to wake the neighbor scale. The tone is deep, it's not very raspy whatsoever. You pick up a little turbo noise, but I've heard more with other systems. You do hear this thing on the inside of the truck as well, but I wouldn't categorize it as a droney system, and it's certainly not something that will bug you on a long trip. With the sound covered, let's talk about how this system kind of comes together here, and it all starts with the CGS high flow muffler responsible for shaping that sound. Now this muffler here, along with that 4-inch slash cut tip, these parts are actually made from stainless steel, which is nice because yes, this is their aluminized steel version of their catback, but you're still getting 2 big components here with this system that do offer the full stainless build, which is great from a longevity standpoint. Now the aluminized steel does eventually enter the picture, however, with the piping here mainly, all of it 3-inch, all of it mandrel bent, and again, all of it aluminized steel. Now, is there gonna be any drawback to using that aluminized steel tubing? And my short answer on this topic would be depends. It really depends on where you live, what kind of climate your truck is gonna see, and if you're gonna see a lot of road salt during the winter months. If the answer is yes, then I might advise against going with the aluminized steel and opting for a stainless option instead, because that aluminized steel is gonna be more prone to corrosion over the years. Now, from a performance standpoint, the aluminized steel is gonna perform just as well as those more expensive materials. However, if longevity is your #1 concern, then I would strongly recommend checking out a full stainless steel option. In fact, CGS offers a very similar option to this here, but with full stainless steel, including the tubing here. You can find it on the site. It's gonna cost you a little bit more, but it's still very affordable in the land of aftermarket exhaust. Now, I keep dancing around the price here with this system. I've mentioned it a few times throughout the review, but here's the deal. For the aluminized steel version of the CGS catback, just north of 300 bucks, which is crazy affordable, again, in the land of aftermarket exhaust systems. If you did want to step up to that full stainless build, you're only looking at another 100 bucks more on top of that, which again, I think is still very affordable, all things considered. As far as the install is concerned, well, like I mentioned earlier here, if you have a Super Crew or a Super Cab F150, you're looking at a very straightforward job, no cutting, no permanent modification, 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, maybe an hour or 2 in the shop or garage before you're making some noise. Basically, if you have a socket set and the smallest amount of mechanical expertise, you're gonna be able to tackle this job. Wrapping this system up here, in my opinion, this is gonna be one of the most affordable ways to increase the volume on your EcoBoost powered truck. Sure, the features and the materials might not be the nicest out there, but the tone, the fitment, and the build far exceed the price in my opinion. So that is my review here of the CGS aluminized steel catback for your EcoBoost powered F150, which you can grab right here at AmericanMuscle.com.